Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Of course, this is Bugbear's Basement. I am Chester C. Busby III. Very happy to have you guys here with us. And we are doing the epilogue for the Moonshae Isles and kind of going to get into what we're thinking about doing for that and what we're going to be doing going forward. We got some cool ideas, I think, and it should be a lot of fun. But to welcome everybody. Now, keep in mind, we do have those links down below. We hope you guys go check those out, particularly over our Fan Speak on Facebook. We appreciate the growing community there and definitely give your opinion. Get involved with what's going on over there. Also, hit me up on Twitter if you want to be on any of these shows we do here on Fanspeak, whether it be this one, if you want to be part of the role playing we're doing, or if you're interested in getting onto the DNQFE, you want to be an artist over there and give it a shot, please come on down. Just hit me up on that Twitter. But other than that, of course, we appreciate and love the subscriptions and the likes and the bell hittings and all those kind of things. But the main thing we need here, being live streamers, is you guys to hit that share button and let your family and friends and extended community know what's going on. But with that all said, it is Bugbear Basin's time, so let me go over here and say hello. Now, there are a couple other members who are going to be coming back in, but they had a couple of things to do, so we will have a full boat here momentarily. But first, and certainly not least, we have ourselves a very diminutive singing halfling. GOP, how you doing, dude?
Well, I mean, he's a halfling, so technically he's only half, so he would be least. But yeah.
That's true. That's true. That's true. And I just hear he's actually shorter than the average halfling.
Oh yes, he's I think it was like the minimum they let me do is like 2'9" in the book, so I went with the.
Jeez.
He's very small.
He comes up to my knee. All right. But they're very happy to have you here. And of course, we also got Bob. How you doing, Bob?
What's up?
Oh wow, that keeps coming back up from the '80s, man. Was that the '80s or the '90s? What's
I think that was the
Yeah,
whole
that was
what's
90s.
that was the 90s, man.
Was it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, very 90s.
Such a dumb commercial
What up,
line.
what up?
Yeah, I much prefer the old ladies. Where's the beef? That was
Oh
better.
God.
I love that one.
I will personally hunt you down and kill you.
Come on, dude.
Someone's a Mondale fan.
Oh my God! There it is. There it is. There it is. But anyway, guys, we're definitely here to wrap up wrap up the going on hiatus because, as you guys know, I left it on a cliffhanger last week, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to leave it there. And we're going to come back to this, though, in the future. We're going to let it sit and simmer for a little bit, and then we're going to come back. And we're going to come back in a very different way. I'm not even telling these guys what we're doing, but we're going to be coming back. We're going to be coming back to this. As we left our party, of course, they had escaped the battle between Corlane and Lolth. And, of course, Corlane was the god Corlane, of course, was trying to eliminate Lolth from all planes of existence, therefore, and truly kill the goddess. And we don't know if he was successful. Because to save the party from the collapsing roof, he teleported them away. It seems that Lolth somehow got involved because they're literally sitting on a perch overlooking Mesobaranzan, the city of the Drow, of course, in the Forgotten Realms. And we're going to leave them on that cliff, and they're going to sit there for a long time. Well, maybe not that long, but we'll definitely be getting back to it. Guys, thank you for coming along for Moonshae Isle Ride, and do keep in mind it will be continuing later. But we are going to change our gears, and we're going to move on to something a little bit different. The next couple of weeks, we're going to be doing our preparations for running Bob's campaign. What I want to do, hello, Slick, by the way. What I want to do is just take some time today while the other members find their way back in here. I want Bob just to kind of lay out in general what he's thinking about doing for his campaign so we can listen and try to make our own decisions on how we're going to interact with his campaign, right? Bob, are you ready to kind of take it away and kind of give us a roundup of what you're planning on doing?
Yeah. What I'm doing is I'm basically just going to present the world to you guys, put you in a particular location in there, and then I'm going to try and build the story. I have an overarching storyline, but I want to kind of I want to get, like I said, that's why I want to do a zero session, get an idea of what your characters are, get some background on your characters, some meat from your characters, and just kind of build that story around your characters, and then let your characters just go do what you're gonna do.
Sure. Sure. So, why don't you explain your world a little bit to us? I mean, is
Okay,
it one of the standard campaign worlds, or is this a homebrew?
this is a homebrew.
Sweet.
It does borrow from certain things though, so you're gonna see a lot of familiar things in there though. The world is called Eloterra,
Okay.
and it is history. Obviously, its history spans for tens of thousands of years, from the time of its creation primordial to the fall of the gods and the end of the age of Arcanum to present day. Eloterra is an Earth-like world on the material plane, but with connections to many other planes in existence. There are 3 primary land masses, including the supercontinent of Osmajan, which is where you're going to be starting.
Okay.
The continent of Irion in the west, and the mysterious continent of Ishen in the east.
Oh.
Scattered between there are subcontinents. There are the island nations of Eru Nimlotha and the city of Fen Harel. If you know, and if you know anything about, if you know D&D history, you know that
Can anybody hear me?
Fen Harel is
Yeah.
actually kind of a play on the name of Fen Morel, the god Fen Morel of the Seldarine.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There's also another island nation called, and I have a problem pronouncing my own friggin' names here. Ion Shilos, also known as the Dragon's Maw, and then the Dragon Tooth Islands.
Okay.
There's also the location known as the Maelstrom, which is the former location of the island country of Taranta, and the source of in the location of the Infernal Engine, which you guys will learn about the Infernal Engine.
Toronto, got it.
There are Taranta, yeah,
Oh,
Tranta.
not T.O.
No, not Taranta. Now, there are 3 primary oceans: the Quiet Depths, the Ever Expanse, and the Eastern Ocean. The country where you guys are going to be starting off, you're going to be starting off on the Osmajan continent. You're going to be starting off in the kingdom of Otristan, the Otristan Empire. The largest empire of the Otristan continent, founded 340 years ago by Theard Otris, currently ruled by King Bael Otris, founded after the Cataclysm. The monarchy's control of the country is maintained by various means, including strict control of magic and religion.
Okay.
Otristan is a true monarchy with the king as the highest officer of state. Succession is determined by bloodline, and the Otris bloodline has ruled since the country's creation almost 350 years ago. Otristan culture is comparable to a mix of like 15th century Gothic, Eastern European. The aristocracy does exist, but it usually takes a secondary station to the cultural institutions attached to the king himself. In other words, the king, there is a pecking order, there is aristocracy, there are lords and ladies and all that kind of thing. But the political power is actually, the king takes great steps to make sure that nobody can oppose him.
Right. Sure. So it's a tyrannical monarchy.
Very much so.
Okay.
The king and his court reside in the capital city of Duinwold, located on the southwestern side of Osmajan. The other sites located within Duinwold is the Prosarian Academy, the primary campus of the Seraphinian Sanctum, and the largest site of arcane study on the continent.
Okay.
The Waygate, an ancient device connected to an ancient teleportation network created in the Age of Arcanum, sits housed within a heavily guarded iron tower, headquarters of the Magisterium. All magics are very strictly policed by the ever-vigilant Magisterium judges, the militant arm of the Seraphinian Sanctum. Magic used in towns policed by the Magisterium is considered an automatic criminal offense, regardless of its intent. And the first penalty is 24 hours in jail. The second penalty is a week in jail. And the third penalty is banishment to the Hold Basilica.
And what's that?
A huge anti-magic prison for mages who are either exceptionally dangerous or who have violated magic law. The Hold Basilica is also where heretics, in quotes, of the most extreme are housed, guarded by the most faithful to the primary deities. Religion is also closely monitored, as within Otristan religion. Religious worship is publicly restricted to the primary deities. Any religious acts to other gods performed in public within magisterium police towns or cities will result in immediate inquiry and a stiff fine. If the act is considered an egregious violation, incarceration can occur, with the worst of infractions outright hermetically fueled attacks made against the Otristan government or its people will result in detainment within the whole basilica and possible execution. Citizens of the empire pay extensive taxes to the crown while being required to maintain absolute loyalty. This has led to a social atmosphere that can range from tense to dreary, with some imposition placed upon the populace. Few argue that the protections against the dark and hungry world beyond the borders of the empire make up for the stark control placed upon their lives. Even so, tensions ever brim beneath the surface, and whispers of dissent continue to grow. So that's
so well.
So there's an overview of the basics idea of where you're going to be starting out at.
I see. So it's a magical dystopia.
Very much. Its magic is very, very, very controlled. It's one of the. It's another layer of control that the king tries to maintain
within the city.
Within, yeah. It's like if you're out on the frontier and you're casting spells, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
But if you're in the capital and you're throwing magic around, it's not that you're gonna they're gonna see you throw it, you cast a spell and they're immediately gonna know where you are. Like it's not like Skyrim,
Yeah.
Where it's like
guard pops out of nowhere.
Yeah, just materializes like you're going to prison. It's like if you use serious magic out in the open and one of the magisterium happens to see you, you'll probably you're more than likely going to get picked up and taken, and at the very least you probably end up cooling your heels in jail for an hour or two, and then you'll be released. So it's not like there's this absolute hammer that comes down on you, but they will keep a very close eye. They keep a close eye on magic that's used in their cities, because again, it's all about control.
I'm guessing casting a cantrip is going to tick them off a lot less than casting a fireball or something.
Right. Yeah,
Slick.
if you use thaumaturgy, they're not gonna be like, oh well, you're going to jail.
Yes, sir.
Oh no, I've just fireball. Yeah, no, I'm kind of I'm kind of curious. So what do you guys think? What kind of characters you want to play in this world?
Yeah.
But to give you an idea of the other locations on this particular continent, there is a let me find my map here real quick here. I'm actually in the middle of updating a lot of this stuff because
Sure. Well, we're just kind of having a chat, right?
Yeah.
So what about the racial makeup of what's the name of this place?
Otristan.
Can you spell that?
Otristan. Yeah, Otristan. Otristan. The Otristan Empire.
Okay, and what's the capital city?
The capital city is Dunwald. I'll give you the name of how to spell that as well. DUENWOLDE. Okay. And you said you wanted to be an academic.
Well,
inventor?
I'm not really sure, but
okay.
Yeah.
He wants to play another Eldritch Knight.
No. I was thinking of something very different, actually. I'm not really sure.
Was this be the party, or are you opening up any more people to play, or is this?
Well, Zach, I'm opening up. I'm looking to keep it about 5.
Okay.
Well,
if somebody, guys, don't feel like you have to play. If you don't want to, we can, we'll find other people. So
sure.
I don't want anybody to feel like they're required.
Zach can't. He's working on his book,
right.
Which is important.
Right.
I'm definitely in. What about you, GOP?
Oh, I'm absolutely in.
Yeah. How about you, Bill?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm looking forward to it now. This will be fun.
How about you, Slick?
As long as it's sexy, I'm in.
There you go.
But yeah, like the general makeup is all the classic races are what make up most of the Otristan. It is largely human though. It's probably about 50-60% human.
So when you're saying classic races, you're saying Dragonborn and Tiefling are out, or half orcs in are out.
Well,
or...
they're the races. It's like I said, it is a little bit of a dystopian thing. The classic races are like they're pretty much like the ones that nobody is going to give you any crap about. If you're a tiefling, if you're a half orc, if you're a dragonborn actually are not too badly looked upon by the ruling elite, because they have a interesting partnership with the Ion Shilos, what they call the Dragon's Maw, which is that's an island that's made largely of the population there is largely Dragonborn, and they are their main source of income and influence is that they are artificers and alchemists, and they have an alliance with Otristan. So Dragonborn are actually looked upon fairly well by the ruling class.
Okay, and then a question on magic: does that include divine magic as well as sorcery and wizardry?
It is, but it's a little different. If you're using divine magic, they're less inclined to give you any crap about it unless you are worshiping. They got to be one of the
right. So they'd have to be like the pre-approved gods of the realm or something kind of thing, All right.
Because a little bit of back history for this. During the Age of Arcanum, towards the end of Age of Arcanum, there was there's always a play on this, like it's the spell plague or the cataclysm,
sure,
or the catastrophe or whatever you want to call it. Basically, there was a massive god war. And this was brought about by the mages of Taranta, who were being manipulated by Asmodan, the god of the Infernal, and they built this engine, this artifact engine called the Infernal Engine. That's what it eventually was called. They called it something else. They were basically trying to rid themselves of the gods' rule. The mages believed that the gods were unnecessary. They did not like the fact that they were beholden to them in any way. So they were trying to cut themselves off from them, find a way to keep the gods from affecting them. And the idea behind the engine was that the engine was supposed to create basically a barrier between our world so that the gods couldn't cross through. Gotcha. They were manipulated. A massive war ensued. The engine actually did go off, and a large number of the gods were actually killed.
Awesome.
Both good and bad. There's only about 20 gods left.
Turn it down.
Because of that, so the engine went off. This field actually is erected around the world. So most of the gods are on the other side of the wall. They can come here, but if they do so, they're severely weakened, and it takes them a while to recover. So they primarily kind of sit on the outside of this thing, and they just police the place. There are a few gods that are on planet side because they were here when it happened, and they never left.
So are we running just the standard characters? Is there any that aren't allowed, or is that just all 5e?
Anything can be like if you have an idea for something, just run it by me, and anything outside of the standard thing, you can run it by me, and we can decide there. I'm not diametrically opposed to anything, as long as it's not going to break it, as long as it'll break the world. One thing I will say though is when I do like if you say like Slick's character, who was half tiefling, half Asimar, The way I do things is you don't get the benefits of both races. You have to pick one.
You're no
Yeah,
fun.
that's
Okay.
fine. That's fine. You're no
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
That's just that's just whatever your race is. You're always going to lean more towards one or the other. You can still have the physical appearances and everything like that. It's just that you're not
Sure.
going to get the benefits of both.
Well, from what I'm hearing, it kind of sounds like maybe I mean, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but we could either be just all licensed members of the government and doing and kind of doing that, or we could be agents of the gods trying to undo the what do you call the infernal engine?
Yeah, the gods actually kind of went with the whole thing. They're using this field that's been erected to kind of keep an eye on the evil gods, like the few evil gods that still exist. They're kind of it's like this thing happened. There's not really much they can do about it. And they still can come back and forth. They can still affect the world. They just have to do it more through their intermediaries than themselves being on the planet side. But they can go there if absolutely necessary. It's just that when they do, they're severely weakened for a time. And they just kind of police this thing, and they keep an eye out for any god that's trying to unduly influence the place.
Sure.
It's basically making the best of a bad situation.
All right, so there is no fight against the infernal engine. All right.
Yeah, it's just kind of something that actually happened. So,
what do you think, GOP?
I mean, I like the storyline ideas. I still kind of think it'd be great to do. I still kind of have my heart set on my barbarian.
you can still
Yeah,
do
but
that.
he doesn't fit inside that at all, dude.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like you get some weird looks and everything when you go into town, and then others would have to kind of keep you on a leash. But
Dude, he's
I
he's
mean,
playing a absolutely incredibly stupid barbarian cannibalistic gnome.
you
Well,
can't be
he's not.
you're not
That
cannibal.
that gets No, he's a cannibal, and that gets arrested, and that gets experimented on in a magical
No,
dystopia.
no.
Num
I
num
can
num.
adjust that fact. And the thing is with the character is he's kind of malleable to his surroundings, so he doesn't
Mhm.
quite understand. Like, he was raised by orcs, but if like the group kind of like pushes him in whatever direction, he'll kind of go in the direction over time.
Oh, I'm going to push him toward more cannibalism.
Well,
He just
the other
anything. That's the thing. So
I'm
it's
just
not like
joking.
he's
I'm joking.
intentionally
Yeah.
cannibal.
there is the other country that Otristan is kind of at the time that you guys are coming in there's a tense ceasefire, but there's a country that they've been largely at war with for quite a while. But in the last 20 years, that's kind of cooled off a little bit. There's still a lot of tension there, and that's the Margosmos Concordian, and that's actually made up largely of orcs.
I see. Well, what is the technical level of the world? Is this like a magic punk or?
It's more standard fantasy with some steampunk kind of, with some magic punk thrown in. Like there are artificers, there are you do get some firearm type stuff, things like that.
Okay.
A lot of that's coming a lot of that's coming from people trying to learn things about the Age of Arcanum and the insane machines and whatnot were created there.
You see.
Well, my first idea is I was thinking of I'm gonna run a rogue/wizard who it keeps all his magic under wraps and steals spells and information to progress higher as a wizard.
Okay. You could one thing I will say is I really do not want multi-classes at the very beginning.
What level are we starting at, by the way?
I was thinking about starting you guys at 3rd.
Okay.
Okay.
But as far as rogues are concerned, they got what's that class?
The Arcane Trickster.
The Arcane
right?
Trickster, yeah. So let me
look at
pull it
that
up here. So Yeah, because the Arcane Trickster, I'm trying to remember the spell list for that though. I got the book here. I'm pulling it up.
Well, we could play like going with GOP's idea. We could play like an Outlander group that is interacting with this strange magical world. We could be the fish out of water type of campaign.
Yeah, you can. I mean, and you guys could be a mix of everything too. Like I said, we can figure out pretty much anything. So for Arcane Trickster at 3rd level, you would know 3 cantrips. You'd have 3 spells and 2 first level spells slots, 2 first level spell slots. So I think you get you pull your spells from
Illusion and Enchantment table.
Illusion and Enchantment. Yep.
Okay, that's a thought for sure. But yeah, running an outlier, being kind of the nomads or just away from society and adventuring out there would be fun too. I could dig it either way, man. Whatever, both sides of the story. I mean, in town,
whatever.
Always, looking over your shoulder because of the crazy rulers could be fun, but it could also get old too.
You could also end up like going back and forth between the 2 countries. Depending on your character, like GOP said, his character was raised by orcs. He might be more comfortable in if the storyline takes you to the Concordian, he'd probably be a little more comfortable over there. Basically, the idea behind the Concordian is when the gods fell, a lot of the influence that the evil gods had kind of went away, and a lot of these races realized that they got screwed. So to survive in a world that was largely trying to kill them off, they kind of came together. And I'll be honest with you guys, I stole the idea. Like when I made this whole thing up like 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah.
The Margosmus Concordian are basically the Horde from World of Warcraft.
Huh.
So they're not necessarily evil. They're just different.
It's all good. It's cool.
To give you an idea.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
They're mostly orcs, but there's the kobold races, there's gnolls, there's goblins, there's even some dark elves. So because the dark elves, and as a matter of fact, a pretty good sized chunk of the dark elves in this world basically told Loth to go pound salt.
Well, I mean, you got to get your inspiration from other stuff. I mean, obviously, Corny's or GOP's character is based off Shia LaBeouf. So, I mean, we got to have.
That's true. That is true. Fair point.
Flying Cluster said a half orc mage. You could make a half orc mage. You could make a half orc mage.
Well, I've run a fighter the last 2 games.
Mage.
So
Half dork mage.
Half dork mage.
We could play agents of that orc kingdom sent in to spy and gain information, and we have our little attack dog.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could be freelancers that just go back and forth between the 2.
We keep our gnome in a box.
We do keep our gnome in a box. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Got a gnome in a box, baby.
Oh no!
What are you guys just gonna carry him in a basket and they're like, "Don't make me take the lid off."
Like he's got like one of those like baby carriers you wear on your chest.
Yeah.
Just like looking at people as they walk by, just like, just like
like Quattro from
Quattro.
Release the gnome.
Open your mind, Queen.
What are we rolling for stats?
Yeah, how are we going to do that? Let's get stats so we at least have numbers that we can think about.
Roll 4d6 and you take the 3 best.
Okay.
And do it 6 times, or?
Do it for all your stats. You can re-roll once.
Are we actually main characters right now?
Kinda. We are. Yeah.
I need time to think.
Yeah, well, sure. Then do. Just get your dice numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the numbers, and you can do whatever you want with it. You're not doing the old school where the first roll is for strength, the second, you're not doing that, right?
No, you put them wherever you want.
Yeah. So just get your roll set slick so you can think about it.
Okay.
I forget how you do this.
4d6.
I don't do this very often.
Oh, just take 4 6-siders and roll them. Take the 3 highest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4
Do that
6-siders,
6
take the
times.
3 highest, reroll ones.
Oh, reroll ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Reroll one.
you're definitely want
Oh.
an epic campaign. Okay. All right.
I don't. Dude, I'm a player, and I know how sucky ones are.
Yeah. No. That's
You
fine. You could do all kind of different things, right?
Yeah, I do the same thing when you're rolling your hit points too. If you roll a 1 on your hit points, you can roll it.
Yeah, you know what I usually do on the hit point thing? I just kind of let you guys do what you wanted, but what I usually do with the hit points, I think it works really well with 5th edition, is make your roll. If it's less than the average, take the average.
Yeah, you can do that.
I thought
That's
that
not
was
a bad
pretty
roll.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just let everyone take max because I'm going to beat them up anyway, so they need
All
it.
right. There you go. There you go.
You do get maximum for your first level though. I always do that.
Oh yeah, sure. All right.
Because nothing sucks worse than having a friggin' fighter with 5 hit points.
All right.
You said roll them 6 times?
Yep.
Damn, that was nice.
Are we allowed a 20 on a roll?
Huh? You're rolling 6-siders, dude, and you're taking the 3 highest.
Yeah.
Why do you,
Oh, okay.
The highest
you
you can have
always
is
roll
18.
20s for things?
I was like, what the hell?
But if you're low, but any one, you re-roll.
Yeah, if you roll a 1, you re-roll it.
Yeah, so I got 12, 13, 2 15s, and 2 16s.
Okay.
And that's before racial abilities
Racial
and all
stats
that
and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's not a bad start.
No.
So
sure.
the best combination I rolled was 6 5 5, and then you drop the lowest.
So that's 16.
You need another die still.
You gotta roll another die, dude. You gotta roll 4d6 and you keep the best 3.
Yeah. Roll 4
Okay,
6-siders.
no, that's what I did. I rolled 4, and then I dropped the lowest one on each.
Okay,
so.
yeah, you're right then. So you'd have a 16 on that roll.
Okay, so it's the combination of all right, cool.
Yes.
And that's all right, cool. Now I get it.
All right.
Yay.
Yeah, and as far as like the whole thing with like if you cast a spell and they take you in, most offenders they're brought immediately before a local judiciary, and you can plead your case. And if you're convincing enough, depending on the situation, how great the situation was, they'll just release you and maybe give you a small fine or something. That's about it. It's not it's not handcuffing your character to that level. So.
Well, just so you guys know, I mean, I'm not dead set on a rogue. I don't want to. I did a fighter the last 2 campaigns online, so I would rather. I'll do something. I'd like to do something different, but I'll roll whatever to round the party out too. I mean,
why don't you try something different, dude? Play like do something different. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm playing
that's what I'm saying.
So.
Yeah, Bob.
Those Eldritch Knights are pretty badass.
They are, dude. They're ridiculous. Yeah.
They're disgusting.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would do 6 times.
6 times.
Yep.
6 times. Because 6 is a sexy number.
It is, dude. It is the
top
sexiest
3
number.
rolls.
Yep, take top 3, but if you roll a 1,
3.
Anytime you roll a 1,
re-roll it. Yeah.
Re-roll.
Yeah.
So you get a freebie there. You can get another 6 even.
Oh.
Yep.
So there's 2.
Yeah, that's how I got, I think, a 16. I rolled again. I was like, oh,
and
nice.
I can arrange these any way I want.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, okay. This is weird. I got 17, 16, 15, 14, 12, 12.
Rocking on.
There you go.
Everyone's quietly rolling dice.
Everyone's rolling.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Could I? Because I know gnomes normally have have pluses to intelligence. Can I get rid of that bonus, or like,
Ooh.
because I mean it makes sense for the character. Like
Um,
I intentionally want a character that's dumber. Like maybe instead of getting a +2 intelligence, maybe just get a +1 in something or
Oh, you
something.
can always decrease your any stat you want, can't you? I mean, that's kind of choice. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, I shut up.
I would say
Yeah.
You're not
Can,
DM.
I know. I know. Shut up. Shut up. Can I keep, dude? Can I keep an 18? Am I allowed?
yes.
All
You're
right,
allowed to keep an 18.
dude. This character is becoming a little bit scary. Are you sure?
That's fine. Anything that you can do, someone else can do as well. Just
No,
remember
no. I
that.
know. It's just the lowest thing I've rolled so far is a 13, dude.
That's okay, man.
What's
Eh,
the minimum intelligence my character is allowed to have, for the sake of being able to still communicate but being very dumb? Just like the
You could have an intelligence of 6 and still
Okay.
communicate. You would not be able to read or write.
Just understand that
Would
my
you know-
dog has a 6. Just so you know.
Would you be able to? Okay, so no language.
You'd be able to speak. Yeah,
Oh, he would be able to speak. All right.
yeah. You would be talking like I'm not real up on the numbers or the, it's like you've watched Critical Role before, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, no, I
Okay.
understood the whole
Grog.
concept.
You would be Grog. Yeah, you would be Grog.
My dad used to heck and cipher real good. He knew
That's
how to
pretty
do
much
1
it
plus
right there.
1, and I
If
still
I-
can't remember how to do that.
If I get rid of my +2 intelligence, would you allow me to get a +1 in something else, or no?
If you want, I will let you take your +2 from your intelligence, and I will let you either have a +1 in con or a +1 in Dex.
Okay.
One of the two.
Um,
Since you're being raised by a bunch of orcs, you better be tough.
Yeah.
Because if you ain't tough, you're gonna die. Because they used you as the football.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
So you just learned how to be tougher than normal. But
All
you're
right.
dumb as a stump.
Oh yeah, I'm perfectly fine. with that.
Oh, Chester. You were talking about when you were talking about that
idiot,
character. I don't know if you still wanted to make that character though, but you were talking about the God dang it. The familiar, the arcane familiar.
Yeah.
I was looking into it. If you still wanted to do that character and you did want to have a non-animal familiar,
Like a gnome.
we could work. Yeah, well, there are fey creatures that are humanoid.
Yeah.
That
No.
you can actually. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I was. My thoughts on that were a little different. Because what I had in mind with or any character I would do with that, the play I had on is I wanted a familiar that was my mentor.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was after. And it doesn't have to be a familiar. It could be just simply a patron, like if I threw a level of warlock in there or something. But I'm kind of just playing it by ear right now because I'm trying to get a feel for what the party wants to do and what we're going to be, and I'll try to match myself to that. And I rolled very well, so I can make any character I want. I could even eventually
Mhm.
multiclass if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I think I can
First
multiclass
level's
pretty
max.
much anything with this, huh?
XP. Sorry. First level.
First level max. What do you? I'm sorry, you broke up there. What'd you say?
XP roll. Sorry to cut you off, Chester. No, but
The XP.
or not XP. HP.
Yeah. You get your maximum HP.
First level.
for first level.
Okay.
And then the other two you got to roll.
Okay, so
And-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm just so it looks like we are going with the gnome cannibal. Therefore, this now we do have it looks like your friendly neighborhood ninja over here really wants to play, and I'm cool with that. Let me see
Yeah,
here.
I'm down.
Drop the dude. If you want to
Let
come
me
in
get
here,
a
as
link.
I said.
Ninja, just hit me up on my Twitter real quick, and I'll send you a link to this this show and get you in here. If you would, please. I'll give you a minute to get that done. Anyway, so GOP's playing a barbarian gnome. So what are you guys thinking? Are we going to be insurgent agents trying to get into this corrupt government and gain information, or are we just refugees from the war that found ourselves on this side of the line? I mean, what are we thinking?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You could be anything. You could be caught in the middle of it. You could be, you're just out for yourselves. You could be anything. And if and you don't all have to be the same thing. Sometimes, one person's motivations are not the others.
Sure. Yeah, I'm just trying to thinking overall why we're together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's a million ways to do it.
We're part of a traveling circus.
Oh.
And
hey.
we go from town to town to entertain.
Oh no, dude. No, that's a good idea, dude. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, okay, so we're part of a traveling circus, and the gnome is one of the acts, and I'll use that time to like rob the crowd, or break into a noble's house and steal coinage. That's just off the top of my head, real quick. I'm trying to think of how it would fit Jimmy and Chester in here, but as is right now, it's me and my gnome in a wagon going around making money.
No, I like it, dude. No, because I actually played a circus campaign once. It was this dark circus going from town to town. That was a lot of fun, dude. That was good. That was a good campaign. Yeah, I'm down with that. What do you got? What do you think about that, Slick? Are we going to be traveling circus freaks? Just basically, we're going to play an evil campaign, Slick. You want to play an evil campaign?
Sure, why not?
Oh man, dude, you thought it was murder hobo-y before.
Mm.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm not sure an evil campaign's a good idea.
You sure?
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Please.
Okay, so
that's all right.
I have a question, if you'll let me. So I was thinking about homebrewing an item, nothing like super crazy, but the idea for my character is like maybe once per long rest, I have this gnomish hat that has like little bull horns on the side, and it's like a helmet, so it's like strapped around my neck, and like maybe let me do like a charge attack once per long rest where I can like go between the legs of some enemies in a line, and if they have to roll like a dex save or something or go like prone or something, I don't know.
So you want a magic item that you can do charge attacks with?
Like it basically just like an item I can just use to like maybe go between the legs of enemies, like a charge attack, and then just
so like the horns are what's catching their legs and knocking them off.
Yeah, basically, and just nothing. It doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Like I said, if only use it like maybe once per long rest, but just to be a fun little thing to see my character just charge through a line of enemies.
Well, you could you don't need an item for that, man. You just say that you got the helmet and that it's catching their legs.
Okay, well I can have the helmet, and
it's like the dwarven spike armor, right? For the ranger.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can have that though. Acceptable? Or...
Yeah, I mean it's not going to be particularly magical. It's just that it's designed. It's designed so that you can actually knock people down.
Yeah, exactly. So I wasn't expecting magic.
Yeah, so basically you would just make like a regular attack, and if it's successful, they go prone.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
So let me see. Slick, you've been real quiet. You've been thinking. What are you thinking here? We're not doing an evil campaign. We're doing a good campaign, even though we have a gnomish cannibal.
You keep saying he's a cannibal.
He eats anything.
I kind of like the circus thing, but that really plays better as an evil campaign, dude.
Well, no, not necessarily, and you don't just be you guys can be neutral. I mean, it's.
It's not circus. We could still do, we could be selling snake oil. We could be, having a adventurer gear, or something of that like that.
Yeah, I mean,
it could be merchants.
Carney people have a tendency to kind of like look out for their own, and they
they're more neutral.
they're not necessarily
right.
evil. They just
You're
kind
right.
of they're their own thing. They kind of take advantage of things where they can because they have to survive.
I don't really even know what I want to do. I have no clue.
Well,
Your
think about
dog
it,
has
dude.
an opinion.
That's not my dog. It's my neighbor's dog. But,
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
like I said, man,
worse.
this isn't. We're not going to be starting next week. We're just trying to figure everything out here.
Yeah. We're just having a conversation.
Fucking dog.
But you are gonna. That dog is serious.
I'm
Seriously, not happy, dude. But next week we are doing the Zero campaign, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I would like to. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do the Zero next week, so we have time to think about it. Yeah. No. I just want to kind of get a premise so I could build a character because this is yeah, I can build a pretty cool character out of that. What restrictions are you putting on us then? Maybe that's a good way to start.
As restrictions as to what?
Well, like you said, we're going to start at third, which that's an old Gygax way to do it.
No multi. I don't want multi-classing right off the bat. If at some point it makes sense, then multi-classing is something we could talk about.
Okay. Well, let me tell you what's popped into my head, and you tell me what you think. Of course, this isn't set in stone. I just had an idea, but because the rolls are so high, it allows me to do something here. Let's see. Let's say I start out as a barbarian, and say a half orc barbarian. Right, and I escape or get away from the orcs and whatever because of war, whatever the situation is, and I go out and of course I started as a first level barbarian, right, and then along the way I get myself into one of these cities and I start. I just kind of living on the street like an urchin or something like that, and I pick up roguish abilities. And during the way, some far realm patron gets a hold of me and sees me, and wants thinks I have potential. And therefore I pick up a class of warlock. But in doing so, I'm just not magical. I'm not good at it. So the patron decides to train me as a monk.
So you wanted to make
4 different things.
I know.
So you're gonna be a monk then, or
ultimately it would be 17 levels of monk.
Okay. So what are you gonna start off as then?
Barbarian,
the barbarian,
rogue,
and then you want
warlock, monk. Yeah.
You want to have okay.
I want to make Conan, so I need to do barbarian.
Right. I'm gonna make a female though. Man. I'll make a female. How about that? I'll make a female half orc.
Can I?
I'm doing an Eldritch Knight.
She'd be naked.
Just because I want to.
You should be an Eldritch Knight. They're a badass.
Okay.
I'm gonna be.
So when you start, when you're gonna go barbarian until 3rd level, and then the next one you want to do is rogue.
No. I'm min maxing. All right, because I know I'm thinking about I want to do a monk because I like what Bill was doing and it looks fun. But I know with because I've been since we've been doing 5th edition, I went back and I actually read the rules all the way through, and I know that with monk you don't need more than 17 levels, so that gives you 3 levels to do whatever you want with.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about min maxing myself into a level of barbarian, a level of rogue, and a level of warlock, which gives me because I don't want to carry any range weapons. I want to carry one weapon, a 2-handed sword. So I want range so I can use the Eldritch Blast, which is like a D10 on range. So I'm not a ranged character, but I want to at least have it. And but I want that patron who teaches me to be a monk. I think it's just a cool, spooky thing. It's an interesting addition. But I'm just trying to min-max out a monk is what I'm trying to do.
Where are Eldritch Knights?
And the reason I'm saying it is because they're in fighter. They're one of the class features. The reason I'm saying is because because of the roles I have, I can multi-class anything I want.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'd rather you guys didn't multi-class from the start.
Okay.
So just pick one.
Well, that's fine. I won't do that. Then I'll do something different.
Warlock has they have the what's the
page 74, Jim.
What's that type of warlock that actually uses weapons?
Hexblade. Hexblade.
What the hell is a
Hexblade.
blood hunter?
Yeah, no, I won't do that then. I'll do something else.
What's a blood hunter?
I don't know.
That's like
it's like a homebrew race. It is an official race now, but I don't have the
Or
rules
class.
for them. Yeah,
it's
class,
I think it's Unearth Arcana still. I'm not sure if it's in
you,
book
like
yet.
the barbarian monk thing. You could still do.
Yeah, no, I know, but that's all right. I'll think of something else because I have that idea is very firm in my head. I'll readjust it and come up with something else. I don't know. So we got a barbarian, we have a thief, because the idea I had for like the Johnny Depp Sleepy Hollow type character is not going to fit with this group whatsoever, dude. So I got to come up with something else. I like the circus thing. Do you guys want to do the circus thing? Oh, hey, we got Ninja in here.
Ninja!
Hey guys, how's it going?
What's up, man?
What?
Oh,
We're
we
joining
got
the
Ninja
circus.
appears.
Ninja.
Now,
What?
Ninja, you've been listening to us chat. What are you thinking, man? I thought I saw a half orc something going on over there. What are you thinking?
Well, honestly, I'm going to just state this first off: is that I've actually never played true D&D. I've only ever kind of homebrewed and half-assed rules with my kids and my family. So I'm going to be a complete noob, no
That's
matter
okay.
what.
Slick's a noob.
Yeah, we played with Jimmy, so you've got a leg up already.
Yeah, I would suggest D&D Beyond for building your character because it keeps track of a lot of your stuff for you. So.
That's true. That's a good point. And you can create 6 free characters. You don't have to pay for it.
Yep.
Yeah, don't use that crap. Just let us take care of you, man.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Dude, I love that program.
I do have a lot more faith in you guys than me trying to go off and do it on my own.
Well, what kind of you? But I was seeing you in the chat. You know the structure of D&D. So
Yes.
what kind of character were you thinking about playing?
Well, if no one has any opposition to it, I would really enjoy playing a dwarf cleric, I think.
Do it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
A
Every
dwarf
party
cleric,
needs
a gnome cannibal. What the hell is this party?
Now listen. Now, Chester.
This party's all under 4 feet, is what this party is.
If you want, like the idea that you had, the original idea that you had, we will make it work, man. You don't have to change it to something else. I'm going to build this thing around you guys.
Yeah,
So
I
if
know
you-
that. I
if-
know
if-
that. But I
yeah.
just have a progression in mind. Is all. I'll think of some adjustment for it. But I mean, it's clear we got Now we got a dwarf cleric.
I mean, I was talking about the Johnny Depp character.
Oh, the Johnny Depp thing. Yeah,
So
no,
you
the
want to
Johnny
be beat
Depp.
by your wife.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, you could be
Sorry, never mind.
because the Johnny
your
Depp character is kind of like an artificer inspector type of character, right?
Yeah, well, he could be a low level member of the Magisterium who
Yeah,
studied at the Presarian Academy.
Mm-hmm.
And there could be
You know?
reasons why my character would be in the city. Like
Yeah,
there's-
that's the whole
he got
that's the whole
captured or
reason for
something,
the
Oh,
Yeah,
how
that's-
about
that's
you're
the whole-
trying to make a clockwork brain for this gnome?
Maybe.
Any kind of
Maybe.
brain will do.
the whole idea behind the zero session is to figure out how you guys end up with each other.
Sure, of course. I'm just kind of pre-thinking it, but I
Yeah.
could do the inspector. I mean, that would fit into your world perfectly. I see why you like it.
Yeah.
But the cleric, the dwarf cleric, is pretty easy to get involved. I think. The barbarian gnome's the problem. The rogue. Now,
The barbarian gnome is not going to be a liability to the party whatsoever.
No,
He's
the,
gonna be
bar- the
perfect.
barbarian knows not a problem, guys.
Yeah, but I'm playing it. That's the problem.
It's good. It's all good.
Okay.
And rogues can fit in any way or shape or form.
of
They're
course,
very
of
malleable.
course, you could be an agent actually.
Yeah. Just to give you an idea of, I don't know if how much. Well, we have to let him know about who these gods are.
We'll get there.
But like I said, there's a few gods that are planet side, so they're actually a little more prevalent than everything else.
Sure.
Have you rolled your dice yet, Ninja?
Oh yeah, he rolled his. He got his
I saw
stats
him. Yeah,
already.
he rolled them in.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you want to start plugging them in. You want high wisdom and strength, top 2.
All right. Well,
And
I've
then
got the 17. I'll put that at my strength, and my wisdom is a 16. How's that?
Good. And then what's your next highest one?
is a 15.
I would put that in your Constitution. Yep. So you're already a good brawler right there with access to power. So what do you have? What does that leave you? It leaves you dexterity, charisma, and intelligence.
Can I interject just real quick? Ninja, are you on Discord, dude?
I am.
Okay, what's your name on Discord?
The same as it always is.
Just Friendly Neighborhood
Your Friendly
Ninja.
Neighborhood Ninja. Yeah.
Oh, there you are. Okay, I'm inviting you to the Fanspeak Discord. Please don't let that sit too long, okay?
All right.
It'll time out.
It'll time out. I just did it. So, because that way you can just get the link and come on. I don't have to go chase you around, right?
So what's your next lowest one after? Because as a dwarf, you already get +2 to your Constitution. And let's see, you could be what's known as a hill dwarf, and they get another bonus to your wisdom. So that would give you an 18.
Ooh.
On your wisdom, and your Constitution is now going to be what, a 17? Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
See, now you're kicking butt. All right, now if you want to, you could trade some of those up if you want to like flip flop 1 or 2 of those just to get your strength up a little bit more. Because your strength, basically, the modifier to strength is how hard you hit. You know, so the higher the strength, the more bonuses you have to when you lay the hammer down.
All right.
So let's say your Constitution just went up 1. Would you want to flip those 2? You know, put the higher score or the lower score in Constitution, raise it up 1. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, well, actually, at this moment, it looks like my strength and Constitution are both at a 17.
Oh, geez, Louise. And an 18 wisdom? You're rocking, dude. So then dexterity will help with your ability to dodge. Charisma's usually a dump stat for a cleric, and so is intelligence. So you could put your lowest ones in there.
All right. So I'll just say, I'll put intelligence at 13. Intelligence.
Yeah.
And we got strength, Constitution, Dex, Wisdom, Intelligence, and Charisma.
Charisma. Yeah.
And Moradin is actually one of the gods that's planet side. So.
Oh, there we go. That's perfect.
Your charisma's 8.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that good or bad?
It is what it is. You're just not as easy.
You're just a gruff person, is what it is.
Yeah, you're just a rude dwarf. Shocking.
Yeah. So the three gods, just to let you guys know, the 3 gods that are planet side are Moradin, Ioun, and Fenmarel.
Okay.
They were on this side. They basically were on this side when the engine went off. So
I think the dwarves of the multiverse are not happy with you, sir.
Right.
Yeah. Well, what do you want to do?
So when we get into like your spells and all that stuff,
a lot of the elder gods either died or went into like a form of torpor. So
that's cool, dude. I like it. If I play the Inspector, Artificer, Wizard character, who's okay, here we go. GOP, I've solved our problem. Yeah. I was trying to cast the Find Familiar spell, but with my Artificer nature, I created a contraption to try to make my Find Familiar more powerful, more capable. And in doing so, instead of coming from the Feywild, I pulled out of the Shadowfell, and I got you.
Jeez, that's awesome, dude.
You're
gonna be carrying around in a box, and like, I've got a gnome in a box.
So do you want to be my familiar? That would solve it, dude.
That would be hilarious.
And if you want to be
kind of weird, he's from the Shadowfell because he's got a lot of energy. He's very
Feywild's fine. It does. I was just joking. It could be Feywild's fine. Yeah, because actually it makes more sense for a gnome.
Yeah, and you got to remember also when the Infernal Engine went off, it screwed a lot of things up. It basically, the Infernal Engine is basically the spell plague. It's just instead of them casting a spell, they made a machine.
No, we're definitely doing this. We're definitely doing this because what I'm going to do, as you're charging into battle with your axe, I'm going to cast spells through you and do more damage through you. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, because you can use your Arcane Familiar as a foci.
That's right. Yeah. So I'm going to sit behind, cowardly, hiding behind the largest character, and I'm going to be pumping spells through you as you whack things. How's that?
That's cool. I just will give you a heads up. If you spawn me in whatever you're doing, I'm probably gonna break some.
So we can't hear you. You're breaking up. Say it again.
I said if you spawn me in your lab, I'm probably gonna break some things.
Oh no, you're not spawned, dude. You're there. You're there permanently.
Yeah, no, it's screwed up. It's an
yeah,
imperfect find familiar. I can't even get you away. I mean, you're just permanent. It's screwed up.
I'm just always following you around, and you can't get rid of me.
And it's frustrating because I can't cast the spell again.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I can't get a better one. I'm stuck with you, and the spell is useless. That's perfect, dude. I love it. Yeah, I love it.
So we've got a cleric, barbarian, rogue, artificer. Is it artificer?
I'm an artificer mage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mage, and then Jim, you're gonna do the fighter, the Eldritch Knight.
Yeah.
Dude, those guys are freaking.
Oh, that's perfect. 2 fighters, a rogue, a cleric, and a mage. Dude, that's a well-rounded group. Yeah.
Do we have a magic user besides me?
It is a waste.
Chester.
It is a waste of these stats to do that character, though. Sorry, what do you say?
We've got 3 magic users.
We have 3
with the cleric.
We have a divine magic user and 2 arcane.
Well, Slick is playing a wizard again.
No,
he's playing an Eldritch Knight.
Oh yeah, that's badass. Which is a kind of spellcaster. Who's playing the other wizard?
There's you're gonna play a wizard, and then we got the divine cleric.
Yeah. Okay. I can go that way. It's a complete waste of these stats, though, dude. For me to go wizard, you know that, right?
Well, hey.
Yeah. Oh well, it's all right.
But you don't have to. You're not committed.
You don't have to, man. But if you want to do it,
we could change everything on the dime, man. We haven't committed to anything yet.
That's true. That is true. But I do love the idea that I screwed up a find familiar spell and I get a freaking dumb gnome. I love it. It's just perfect.
Where's that? There's actually a type of cleric I was gonna see. That I can't remember if it's a homebrew or if it's.
Did you have any of the books, Ninja? Any of the game books?
I have my player's handbook, but it's PDF. I only have PDFs of these.
No, that's okay.
I have my player's handbook. I have my monster manuals, and I don't remember which edition it is. Monster or the guide or the main book. So I do have some of the books, but they're not physical copies, unfortunately.
Okay.
That's cool.
That's fine.
I didn't get my 5th edition.
We all
this year.
Another man.
Exactly right. Yeah. No. Just make sure read through the player's handbook. Make sure you refresh yourself on combat, particularly. I'd say. And
yes, that's why I made sure I went out and got myself the right dice. Actually, because I went down to my local comic shop. Mm-hmm. And I asked them about getting some dice and stuff like that. And
sweet.
They have games on Thursday nights. And I was actually thinking about going down there one day, but it's really hard to get out of my house because I have multiple children to take care of at all times. So.
Oh, that's good though. You got them. You're good to go then. Yeah.
Yeah. So I always have somebody to play D&D with. It's just the caliber of the game is kind of.
Yeah.
Dumbed down a bit.
Deep political intrigue?
No, there's certainly no deep political intrigue. No. I would say no. Yeah.
No. In addition to the, and you said you got the player's handbook, so in addition to the type of cleric you can be in there, you can also be a grave cleric.
I was looking through the spell, like the spell lists and the different abilities and such, and probably going to go with I don't know, whatever is going to be able to heal the party the best.
Oh, sure, that's always
that
appreciated.
seems like something a good role to fill.
The clerics make great controllers and healers, you know, so that you've got two roles kind of that you and fighter. I mean, you really kind of a little bit of everything. Like if you used to play DC Universe Online, the healers like every role except even tank. I mean, you could even run a tank kind of cleric too. So it's really where you want to focus. If you want to focus on healer, it's deep, man. The amount of material to heal, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you have some offensive and defensive spell slots used up.
Yeah,
you know,
if you want to go pure, just like pure healer, you're either probably gonna go either the divine domain or the life domain.
That must be it. Life domain. I'm writing that down.
Life domain's the one where you get like all the crazy extra stuff to your healing abilities.
But make sure you get like spiritual. Was it spiritual guardians or spiritual weapon? I'm trying to think. It's
spiritual
one of the.
Weapon. Yeah, that's the nice thing about life. The life domain.
One of the best low level spells in the game.
Yeah, you automatically know it at 3rd level.
Ooh,
yeah,
you don't have to learn it. You just automatically know it. That's why I was always throwing that thing out there, man, because it's like free. Like the spells you get from life domain that are automatic spells that you don't have to worry about learning. You just know them every day. Bless, cure wounds at 1st level. Lesser restoration, spiritual weapon, beacon of hope, revivify, death lord, guardian of faith. Like you get a bunch of free spells for life domain.
So are you familiar with like the concept of spell slots and how that works? Ninja is on mute. He muted because he had a child in the background going.
Yeah, he did. That's all right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So
I think to go with the theme, I should probably do a halfling rogue. So we need I don't want to.
You're all halflings. I swear I will kill you.
I don't want to break. I don't want to break
a dwarf, a halfling. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna get one of you to play a friggin' drow. I'm telling you.
Tiny Justice.
Tiny Justice.
Tiny Justice.
Well, you know what it looks like? It looks like it looks like we're all agents of the government, licensed agents of the government, and we're some kind of inspector team, is what it looks like we are. That's what it's come out to be. That's cool.
And
I'm licensed to kill.
And as time goes on, that could change.
It could change, right? We could get betrayed or any number of things. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm digging it. So
no, if
I'm going to be surrounded by little midgets. Cool. What's going on?
So we could run a drow. That would be interesting.
It would be a little difficult, but yes.
Does the Goliath have to be evil?
You would have to disguise yourself a lot.
Of course not.
So can I be a Eldritch Knight Goliath?
Sure.
Oh my god, he's gonna be 3 times as high.
You're gonna be super massive, and it's just
my god,
little guys just running around. It's gonna be great.
We can all jump on his back as we're going to a party, and it could be like Voltron, and we all like jump off at different parts and keep on attacking.
Goliath, be that class?
Huh?
An Eldritch Knight? I don't know why not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Class
it's just like their society. They're kind of like, I don't know. Let me see here.
I don't see why they couldn't.
Eldritch Knight. You see the.
If I could be a gnome barbarian moron.
Oh yeah.
Then...
don't be a classist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
Would I get racial?
Yeah, if you want to, man, you could be a freaking Goliath Eldritch Knight.
Oh my god,
you're gonna get so many weird ass looks.
Be the tallest.
You would actually be one of those situations where like if you were unless you were like in a major city, like if you were just in a town and there was a magisterium there and they saw you catch a spell, they take 2 steps towards you, take a look at it, and they're like, nope, and they just turn around and walk away.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Think about it like this, Bob. If we are all, if we're an investigative team, right, with the government, it makes sense that there's a bunch of weird magical creatures because the government is very strict about them, and therefore they would collect them and,
Oh no! That's,
control
when I said that they would be like, nope, I'd be like, oh, we're not going up and messing with that guy.
Yeah, right. But I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's just it's almost become a freak circus unto itself.
And the way that the Seraphinium Sanctum works is that's kind of what they do is like when you go to anybody that like if they were to go to the whole basilica, they would go there and then they're not above re-education, if you know what I mean.
Right, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, and GOP, what you need to do just for cinematic effect, your character needs to be cybernetic. He's got little pieces of artificer things in his head or what have you. It's not going to do any game effect, but just for the fun of it, I think that'd be funny.
Like you tried to modify him in certain ways, and it just didn't do anything. He's just this pure ball of rage still.
Wasting my time. Yeah, exactly.
You can have
replace his voice box with a whistle.
You could do some role play stuff, man. You could have a friggin' you could have a steampunk arm.
Yeah, no, there you go.
What's up?
Yeah,
you could have a steampunk arm.
Yeah, it's just cinematic, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and saying as time goes on, if you want, as you make devices and everything, you could put your artificer points, and you could actually put the devices into him.
I could.
Well, yeah. I kind of like the idea of like having like steel claws, and having Jimmy and I do the fastball special.
Fastball special.
Yeah.
At some point, we'll give you some arm blades.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, let's do that. All right. Okay, it's starting to come together now. So I need to build an artificer. All right, fine. That's good. It'll be fun. All right. So let's see. So we have a Goliath Eldritch Knight. Jesus. We have.
I gotta write this down.
All right. We have a Halfling Rogue.
Well, I still haven't decided yet.
Okay.
Dude, please don't make a Halfling Rogue.
We have a Dwarf Cleric.
Do it.
But maybe we should go with the theme, and everyone is non-human, though.
You could do that.
Yeah. So we got a dwarf, we got a gnome, we got a Goliath, and which of the non-humans would you like to play, sir?
Well, that leaves elf and
barbarian.
There's a whole bunch of different ones you could choose.
Oh yeah, there are.
You could be elf, half elf.
Let me go through the list. We got gnome, elf. Elf's kind of old. We got dragonborn.
Dragonborn. You could be a dragonborn.
We have half orc. Tiefling. Ara Kokra. It's kind of like a bird.
Yeah.
They make amazing monks.
The Janathi.
Yeah.
There's an Asamar.
Oh, dude.
There's a Bugbear.
Be a Kenku.
The Fear Bolg.
Oh yeah, no. He can't even speak. He just whistles. That's
No. They can
Hobgoblin.
Speak. They
Kenku.
speak that they
Cobalt.
Cobalt.
Lizard folk.
You can't be a Cobalt.
Yeah.
Tabaxi, which is a cat person, which is kind of cool.
Yep, you could be a Tabaxi.
Ooh, Tabaxi Rogue. That's not a bad idea.
A Triton.
No, God, no. God, no.
Yawanti Pureblood.
No.
A feral tiefling.
You know what would be interesting?
Portal.
You could be a
Changeling. Kalashtar.
Changelings would actually make really,
Eberron.
really good.
And then there's Orc of Eberron. Shifter. Warforged, which is kind of cool.
You can't be a Gith.
That's a golem.
Oh, maybe I should be a Warforged Artificer.
Gith.
That's cool.
That's just crazy. You can't be a Gith.
Centaur.
A lot of these are beast races, and that would be bad.
Minotaur. Simic hybrid. Vendelken.
Okay, I'm lost now. Hold on.
Vendan.
So
low calf, low calf.
Okay.
Low
Okay. Hold on. Hold
calf.
on. Wait. We got it. We got it. Thank you. We don't
Yeah.
need all those
There-
slick.
There's
My-
just too
Oh, there's
many
one more. There's
creatures.
one more. There's the grung.
Thank you.
What is that?
That's a toad, a froggy thing, a tree
It's
froggy
like a
thing.
frog person. It's
Yeah.
like a murloc.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that like what about a ninja turtle?
Oh, well, they have turtles.
turtle?
Yeah, a ninja turtle.
Oh,
There
they
you
have
go.
turtles.
Be a turtle.
Yeah,
Yes. Be a
turtle would
turtle
not.
monk.
No, he's playing a
turtle-
rogue. He should play a rogue. We need a rogue. But
Oh yeah.
My
But you gotta
my
be the ninja.
suggestion would be
Oh,
either
they have centaurs too. You could be a centaur.
you
I don't
can't
want
be
to
a-
be those.
you
Those
can't be a
guys stink.
rogue.
They smell the worst.
Okay,
they do.
my
do.
suggestion
They
would be
plop and as they trop and clop.
here's the races I would suggest. Elf,
Uh-huh.
half elf.
Eh.
Genasi.
What about Genasi?
Genasi. Yeah, you could probably pull a Genasi off.
Okay, I don't know anything about them, so I'd have to look into it.
They're
But
basically
Kind of elemental.
they're the children of
Genies.
genies. They're basically elementalists.
They're half breeds. Yeah.
Air, earth, fire, water, that kind of thing.
do they
the
have like
Avatar.
a mixed kind of like steam or smoke or anything like that?
Basically, I'll
what's
read
your
the thing to you. Genasi inherit something from both sides of their dual nature. They resemble humans but have unusual skin color: red, green, blue, gray.
Bill,
Oh,
what's
that's
your class?
About them, the elemental blood flows through their veins, manifests differently in each Genasi, often as a magical power.
I'm gonna play a
Bill,
rogue.
what's your class?
I'm gonna play a rogue.
Tabaxi would be great for that. Like,
Tabaxi would be good.
Yeah.
I thought about Tabaxis, but I really just don't.
Do you know what I'm gonna tell you right now, man? A Kenku, it might be a little hard to play, but damn, they're cool.
Kenkus
That
are
would
pretty
be
cool.
cool.
Is there not a dog kind of anthropomorphic? I can't talk tonight.
Anthropomorphic. Yeah.
Thank you.
No.
Mm,
Like a Tabaxi, but
What about a knoll?
Nah, if he's a Nolan,
they're pretty evil.
yeah, and they're also kind of bleh.
They smell worse than
Oh
centaurs.
God, this has gone absolutely chaotic.
Yeah.
So all right. So
Nasty's interesting.
A Tabaxi would be a good. A Kenku is doable.
Call me Genasi if you're nasty.
An
Ace
owl
Mar.
bear.
Owl bear.
You
Yeah.
can be an owl
Now, see-
bear.
Now, actually, Asimar wouldn't be bad because you could be one of the fallen Asimar.
oh yeah, there you go.
What about Doppelganger?
No, you can't be a doppelganger, dude. I'm gonna draw the line at some of this stuff.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't thinking this at all, but should I be a Warforged?
Yes, do it. That would be a great pairing.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
The
See,
inch. See, I don't know. Let me see here.
How about Beholder?
Do a Warforged Artificer. Do
yeah,
that, man.
I know. That's
But I
what
don't
I'm
have
thinking.
one stock.
Well, but I'm thinking because when you said that, I started thinking about it, and it changes how the gnome came to be a little bit. But I think it's still very doable.
Yeah.
Because I'm obsessed with creating life, because I was created, and I must find a way to understand it. See, I think if I play a Warforged artificer, I will have to be Anthony Hopkins. However,
I don't think anyone is going to
Goody goody.
disagree with this.
A little bit of Chianti and Fava beans.
exactly. Yes.
But yeah, I mean, like the Asimar, the fallen Asimar, they're like rather than being like the angelic, they're more dark and shadowy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And
So-
when you get to the point where you do have your wings, they actually look more like demon wings. So
Yeah, see, I was thinking multi-class on Artificer, but maybe I should just do straight Artificer. Now, what book is the Artificer in offhand? Anybody know? Is that in Xanthar's?
yeah, I think so.
Let me
I
check.
saw it just a minute ago.
Artificer.
Classes.
Let's see here.
Might be in Xanthar's.
Well, just look up Artificer. D&D 5e.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll
well, I got a
pop
bunch of
up.
books sitting in front of me. Man, no, it's not in Xanthar's. Is it in the?
Is it the Adventures
saw
of Eberron?
I saw it just a little while ago.
Oh,
Still
the
got-
Artificer's in Eberron. See, I don't have that one.
Yeah, it's Eberron. Yeah.
Let me see where I can get a hold of that illegally.
Well, I got right here. I got all the me see here. Hang on, I'll drop it in the.
You can find all that stuff online, anyways.
Yeah, I just dropped it in the Hangouts where you can get. Yeah, that'll take you to everything that you need for it. It's got all your class features and everything.
All right.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh yeah, no, okay.
If you give him a friggin' if we get to that level, and you do give him a steampunk arm, you could store spells in the thing.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. Now, where's the spell list for the artificer though? What is it? Is it just a wizard list or?
I think it's where's the magic list here? What do they get?
Because it's basically a specialized mage, is what it looks like.
Yeah. Spell casting. You study magazines and challenges. You ability to cast spells to observers.
And if I play a Warforge with these stats that I have, I could kind of pseudo front line if I had to as well.
Okay, here's the spell list. I got it right here.
Okay.
Let me drop it in there for you. There you go.
Well, thank you. And
yeah, flying sausage is like, this is turning into my dude. This is gonna be bad shit.
Yeah, it is, dude. Dude, I can cure wounds and shit. Now, do you have the Warforge? Can you send that over to me?
Yeah.
It is a very truncated list, but that's okay because the artificer also seems to be a little bit of front line too. It's kind of like a cleric in its combat ability. That's interesting. Yeah. It works well with the Warforged. Okay, so maybe we should adjust this GOP. Instead of me casting Find Familiar, which I don't think I can do anyway. No, I don't have that spell. Maybe instead what I did was, okay, here we go. You tell me what you think. I'm obsessed with the creation of life because, I'm a Warforged. Therefore, I found the dead body of a gnome who was slain on the battlefield.
Okay.
I tried to mechanically force a soul back in, and I pulled something else, something other from the Feywild.
Cannibal zombie gnome.
And created you.
Cannibal zombie gnome.
What do you think? Now, it doesn't have the cool thing where I can cast spells through you because I don't have Find Familiar with this character anyway. But what do you think about something like that instead?
Can you sing?
He can't. He's got like kind of talks like this. It just kind of like goofy, over the top. So I don't think that it would work out too well with the character.
Okay.
It's Troy Landry.
He just runs into battle. Yay!
He's mini me, but he's not as small and weak and stupid.
I see.
He's very small, but he's not weak.
So what do you? No, that's not what I meant. So how do you think we can work it out? Where I accidentally created you somehow. How would you like to work that out?
I like the idea. I do like the fact that he had his backstory. So if he he was a living thing, that had this history. Mm-hmm. I like that idea. Because then but then you could, if he just kind of like just like a wild thing that just appears, you could do that too. Like maybe you thought, I'll revive this gnome and maybe he'll be like a good research assistant or something,
Yeah, I do have access to spare the dying, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like maybe you were out and you kind of came across like the ruins of my tribe, and you just saw this dead gnome laying there, but like there's like a tiny bit of like just barely a bit of life, like he just died recently, and then you bring him back, and it's just like you're thinking, he's just a gnome, and then he just acts crazy, and yeah.
Well, I do also have access to lesser restoration. And with this character. So maybe, but the way everything I do with the character is I infuse some kind of, steampunk, cybernetic steampunk tech into everything I do. So maybe we can play that role on it as well. So maybe I just restored you. Maybe that's something like that. What does lesser restoration do offhand, Bob?
Lesser restoration.
Basically, you can cure one disease or one.
You can cure one disease or remove one like one status effect.
So if you're not incapacitated.
Oh, here's an idea.
Uh-huh.
You get access to some experimental lab equipment.
Yeah.
That allows you to do this, but the equipment goes haywire in the process, and you cannot reuse it. It's like whatever power source or whatever it was using is completely destroyed.
Now, like since you're going to be connected to the Seraphinium Sanctum and the Magisterium,
sure.
When you started exerting these curiosities, they probably were like, well, we want to see where this goes. So they're like, what? You want to try to bring this gnome to life? Okay, here you go. You can have just tell us what you need. And like as you're doing this, they're taking notes on you. Like this thing is freaking crazy.
Okay. So I am playing a Warforged doctor named Dr. Fuckenstein, and you're all doomed.
Oh my God, dang it.
Dr. Fuckenstein.
Doctor. Flight also said Chester Frankenstein.
No, that's Dr. Funkenstein.
Funkenstein, right. I'll do some play on it. I will. I do apologize for the ding ding though. I couldn't resist.
You're okay. It's all right.
It's a Warforged with a big afro
in my heart.
Okay. Of course, this is all cinematic. It doesn't really apply to game mechanics anyway.
Right.
With the Artificer going forward, I can pump up your character, though. That eventually, that would be cool. All right, there we go. So something like that happened, and I'll work it out in the backstory of the character. So that explains why we have a crazed gnome amongst us, and then everything else just kind of falls into an investigative team, I guess. So. Cool. We're an investigator
You're
team for an evil
basically a troubleshooting
government
team that they send in.
Yeah, that's perfect. I like it. And it's easy for you to play with too. You can use that quite easily.
Yeah. To give you an idea about the Fallen Asimar, though, your strength score would increase by 1. Starting at 3rd level, you can use your action to unleash the divine energy within yourself, causing your eyes to turn into pools of darkness, and 2 skeletal ghostly flightless wings sprout from your back. The instant you transform, other creatures within 10 feet of you that can see you must each succeed in a charisma saving throw or become frightened of you until the end of your next turn. So you could use that to just bail. Like if like you get caught, you're like, whoosh, and they're like, oh God, and then you're gone. Your transformation lasts for 1 minute or until you end it as a bonus action. During it, once in each of your turns, you can deal extra damage, necrotic damage to one target when you deal damage to it with an attack or spell. The extra necrotic damage equals your level.
So like +3.
Yeah, right now it depends. Okay. But like if you get to level 10, you're doing automatic 10, and it's automatic.
Right.
So you're doing an extra 10 points of necrotic damage.
So do you fly with these wings or no?
No, you're a fallen Asimar.
Right. Okay.
I do believe that. So
it's basically it's just a fear.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's a +1 to strength.
You get a +1 to strength. Yeah.
And that's the only ability. Change the modifier to abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's not bad. In the Genasi, there's a lot of. I mean, you got 4 different elements to look through.
Yeah, of all the different elements. So if you want to, either one of those, if you want to do them, we'll work it in there.
Okay.
But basically, you guys are kind of like you're kind of like a version of the BPRD.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, dude.
Right.
Okay, that's cool. I'm down with it, man. So I'm gonna play a Warforged. Man, things went weird today. It's not where I was expecting to go at all.
That's what happens when you do these sessions, man.
That's
you get
right.
Together, you're like, wait a minute, let's do that. So we've got a Goliath Eldritch Knight, a Dwarven Cleric, a Gnome Barbarian, a Warforged Artificer.
Artificer.
I never say that right.
That's all right.
Artificer.
Yeah.
Think of artifice or artifice. Artificer.
It's taking the artisan and a person who is capable of doing artisanship. Therefore, it is an artificer.
It's an artsy fister.
That's right. That's exactly what it is.
What?
Yeah. And I weigh 300 pounds, baby.
And artsy fisters charge a lot to see them work.
God.
So being a war golem, so that means like you're made out of what? You're an inanimate object. You're made out of brass. You're made out of stone. You're made
Well,
out
he doesn't have to be a war golem. He can be. They have two kinds. They have the scout and they have the war the war machine.
Yeah, no, I will be the war machine. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Are you gonna be the bigger one?
yeah, no, obviously. I mean, it's
Okay.
yeah. I mean, because I'm trying to think of because it actually works out really well. I'm playing a magical character, but these stats that I rolled are really good. So playing a Warforged, I can pseudo tank a little bit if I have to, right?
Yeah.
With a Warforged, so it kind of works out actually. I just have to be careful about how I build it. I got to go study this and make some decisions. But yeah, no, I think it works out cool. It's we're definitely Hellboy's not here, but we will push forward in his stead for sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's enough for today. We've been hanging around here for a while, but I think we figured it out. So next week, everyone's going to have their characters put together, and we're going to do zero session. So
Yep.
that sounds fun, dude. And keep in mind the campaign we had with the Moonshae. It is not finished. It's just being left on a cliffhanger, and we're going to come back to it in a very, very unique way later, after this one or what have you. But yeah, we're going to run this for a little while, and it's going to be fun. We got to figure out how we're going to run it because we need to have of course I have to have Bugbears basing them up, but Bob also wants to do it on his channel, so we'll figure it out, I'm sure.
Yeah. If worst comes to worst, we'll just figure out a way to do it over here.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
worried
yeah.
about it.
Yeah. But it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I get to play, and I'm definitely gonna be Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins is coming,
Yeah.
brothers. Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, no, no. Yeah. It has to happen, Bob. Just
Hey,
relax and take it.
I'll roll with it.
All right, guys. Well, that's enough for today. That was fun, interesting. Let's everybody have their last little words for today. So, Bill, are you there? Are you alive? You want to give some final comments, sir?
Yeah, I'm still here. No, this is gonna be a blast, man. This is the most motliest of adventures I've been a part of. So
Yeah, yeah.
rock on.
Rock on.
And I'm glad to have a Ninja aboard. And
yeah, me too.
Zach, if you're listening, we miss you, and it was fun rolling with you, man. So
Yeah.
right on.
Well, he is busy though, dude. He is trying to put a book out right now, so it makes sense. And of course, yeah, of course, I will miss
I
him
miss
too.
Lacey more. But,
Oh, that's true. That is true. That is true. Lacey is badass, and Slick is going to enjoy playing that Eldritch Knight. I'm telling you, dude. But what you're going to have to do, Slick, is you're going to have to really, and I've played one, so I'll help you out. But you have to really pay attention to how you use your bonus actions and stuff, because that character can get off more attacks in a round than anything other than maybe a monk. And it's just a devastating character. But anyway, cool. Well, thank you very much, Bill. And Slick, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I have a channel as my own, and this Monday we're gonna restart, bring back the Cheesecake Challenge.
Sweet.
For those artists who want to be a part of that, and those who want to watch and see some sexy art be created right before your eyes. So that's my notice and announcement.
And don't forget that Little Girl Lethal will be the subject for
yes.
That's right.
On Thursday. Yes,
that's right. Drawn and quartered this week. It's Little Girl Lethal, Sugar Lightspeed, of course. It's going to be awesome. Now, do keep in mind a little bit of upkeep on the channel for this, of course, weeks away. But coming up on the 19th of March, there will be no Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition. I have to go to a music festival, and I just can't. It's too far away. I can't. Do the show and then run up to it. I have to leave earlier in the morning, so I just can't do it. So that we will have no Drawn and Quarter on the 19th, but otherwise we'll have everything will be normal. So just a little bit of update on that, and I'll keep reminding everybody. But awesome, and definitely come see Sugar Lightspeed on Thursday. It's gonna be awesome. GOP.
Yeah, no, I've got nothing really to say. I'm happy I'm happy we're starting something new. I will miss Cornelius. He was a good time, and of course we'll come back to him. So yeah, no, I'm just looking forward to playing this
And
little
when we
ball
go, I'd say when we get back to Cornelius, we'll see how many bastards he's made since then.
Right.
Oh God,
Yeah, right.
that's I shudder to think.
The gnome might be one of them. Uh-oh.
Oh, that'd be
God.
horrible.
So, when we were in the Underdark, yeah, I don't know what it was, but it had a hole.
multiple.
Goodness gracious. All right. Well, awesome. Thank you, GFE. And Ninja, welcome. Welcome to the party, sir. Nice to have you. You can be here consistently, right?
Yeah, I believe I have Tuesday evenings off. The only thing I might have to mute myself if one of the little ones comes in. So
It's okay. We love
have to
children
work
here,
that
dude.
out.
Basically,
you'll
everyone
hear them in
here's
the
their
background
dad.
every
So
once in a while.
you're all good. Cool. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Ninja. It's going to be fun. Going to be playing a dwarf character, so it's going to be cool.
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to this being my first legitimate Dungeons and Dragons game. I think I couldn't have picked a better group, actually.
Well, you're good
Hell
hands.
yeah.
Yeah. A lot of experience there. So cool. All right. Well, and of course that brings us to the fact that tomorrow, of course, we have FanSpeak, and we're going to have ourselves an interesting show, and we will not spend the whole time talking about coronavirus. Certainly not. But other than that, other than that,
Come on, SARS was better anyways.
SARS was better. You're right. It was far more lethal. But bringing us to the end of the show, we're going to have Bob give his final words, and he's going to namaste us the hell out of here, dude. So go ahead.
All right. Well, thanks for being here, guys. Got a lot of work to do to get everything set up for you, and then definitely hit me up if you have any questions on my Twitter. Also, everybody that's in the chat, thanks for being here, guys. I have my YouTube channel. I do my shows every Tuesday and Thursday, so check that out if you would, please. And for Namaste, to quote Voltaire. Those who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities.
That's a fair point. Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
All right,
Namaste.
Later, guys.
Hasta la fuego.
Bye now.
Anthony Hopkins is coming.
Chupa the Cabra.